Yeah, good morning, everyone. So again, US market came off yesterday, but futures are indicating some positive trend. US GDP came ahead of expectations. It came at 4.9% versus expectation of 4.7. And last quarter, that is April to June quarter, it was 2.1%. The higher GDP was contributed by higher spending by consumers and higher government spending. Uh, Apart from that, futures are also positive on account of positive result from Amazon, which is higher up by around 5% in aftermarket trade, and that will have a positive impact on the Nasdaq. Apart from that, food there came up with the numbers, and the numbers were below, and the food is down by around 3% in aftermarket. So these will have some impact on the indices in the opening. But apart from that, the bond yield has come off by almost around 10 basis points. So that is supporting the sentiments, and that is even supporting the Asian market as well. Most of the Asian markets are up by around 0.5 to 1%. In commodity also, oil came off by around $1, and iron ore and steel are up by around 0.5%. So overall seems positive indications from international markets. We had seen sharp corrections in last 3 days, and now before settlement also the position got unwind. Now fresh let need to be opened, and we may see some bounce back on that account. So outlook seems positive for today. I'll request technical team to take up from here.
Yes, thank you, sir. Good morning, all of you. This is Swati. Today, the market is likely to be expected to open on a flattish note, and we're likely to witness some sideways momentum during a day. Yesterday, we have seen that the Nifty was struggling at around 18,800 support, which is gives some sort of sign. And today's opening is going to be a flat opening, so I believe we're likely to witness some sort of a pullback rally, which might take the Nifty towards 18,920 to 18,970 levels on the higher sides. The immediate support will placed at 18,800. If it's break that level, then 18,670, 18,500 levels can be seen on the downside. The view will remain a cautious because we believe that the Nifty is might going to touch the feet of 200 DMA, which comes to at around 18,600 levels on the downside. So more 200 points dip can be seen into the market. But after the 3 days of sharp correction, a small pullbacks rally cannot be denied, which can be a short-lived as such. So on the higher side, 19,000 will be the strong resistance level. If it's more about that level, then only we can witness a good swift rally on the higher side, which might take a Nifty towards 19,170 levels. Coming towards the Bank Nifty, for today intraday purpose, 42,100 will be the first support level. Beyond that, 41,940 levels can be seen on the downside. Whereas on high side, as of now, the resistance is placed at 42,500, 42,620 levels on the high side. Coming towards the Fin Nifty, for today intraday purpose, 19,110, 19,260 levels are the two resistance zone, whereas the support is placed at 18,850 and 18,740 levels. So the overall view on the market will remain cautious, but small pullbacks rally can be seen, but it can be a short-lived. So hold your any long or the short positions with the strict stop losses. As of now, I'm not initiating any buy or sell call. During the market are looking towards the trend of the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, we will initiate the call. Thank you so much. Request Amit to take a call forward.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, everyone. So on the derivatives front, as you have seen that yesterday market has shown a great fall of around 250 points. But the OI front, as per the OI positions, we have seen that there was a highest position on the put writer front at 19,000 strike in yesterday's session also. And Nifty gave closing below 19,000 level also. But still the put writer positions of OI, which was highest on a monthly basis, did not got shifted or liquidated at that striker. So there might be a bounce back till 19,000 level. This is a major indication right now for the bounce back. But against that, we are still seeing that at 19,000 striker, Colorado position also got added up yesterday. Sharply, almost 8 million position got added in yesterday trading session, which is almost around 80% of put writer positions to be get added on of the Colorado in yesterday's session. So we might see some bounce back towards the 18,950 level, but again from that level we might see some sell off in the market. On the downside, we are seeing that 18,800 is acting as an important supportive zone where we are seeing that the put writer position is again holding strongly. But below that level, the next support for the Nifty would be 18,600 to 18,500 level on a monthly basis. While the negative sign which turned out yesterday was India Wix. India Wix again shooted up yesterday's session and gave closing in 11.73%. So these are negative sign currently because once if India Wix goes on the higher end, then the range of the movement for the Nifty gets bigger. So this is a negative indicator right now for the Nifty because the India Wix shooted up sharply. While as per the PCROI, as I mentioned yesterday, that in for the November series, PCRO is likely to open near 0.85 to 0.90 level. So PCR yesterday closed at 0.82 level, and in today's opening session, we might expect PCR to get open near 0.84 to 85 level. So we might see some bounce back in the PCR front also, and Nifty front also. Once if Nifty comes near 18,950 level, and at that point of time, if PCR would be near 0.98 level, then that might be again the resistance zone for the market. But if PCR goes above 1.08 level, then there might be a confirmation for another buying rally towards the 19,100 200 mark. So that's it from the derivative front. Thank you.
Good morning. On the result side, Canara Bank result is above expectation due to better than expected NIM and improvement in asset quality. Advances grew 13% year on year, 4.3% sequentially. Slippages came down to 1.3% versus 1.6% in June quarter. Net NPA also came down from 1.6 to 1.4, and the total SMA book came down sharply from 1.2% in June to 0.7% in September. We've seen good improvement in asset quality, and we are positive on Canara Bank. Punjab National Bank result is above expectation due to lower credit cost, which came at 1.5% versus sequentially 1.8%. Advances growth was soft at 3% sequentially, 15% year on year. Net NPA came at 1.5% versus QOQ 2%. Although numbers seem decent, but ROA remains low at 0.5% only, and that is why we are neutral on the stock. Shriram Finance result is in line with expectation. AUM grew by 20% year on year and 5% sequentially. Disbursement growth was also stronger at 31% year on year. And overall, the management has increased their loan growth guidance from 15% earlier to 18 to 20% now. Net interest margin was also healthy during the quarter at 8.9% versus last quarter 8.3%. However, this was offset by higher credit cost, which came at 2.4% versus sequentially 2%. Asset quality was stable. We remain positive on Shriram Finance, and because of this upgrade in guidance, it is possible that stock can do well. Home First Finance result has improved. AUM grew 33% year on year, 8% sequentially. Profits also similarly grew 37% year on year, 8% sequentially. We expect strong growth momentum to continue, and asset quality was stable. we remain positive on Home First. Aavas Financial result is marginally above expectation, led by subdued OpEx. Net interest margin was stable at 8%. AUM growth was at 22% year-on-year. However, disbursement growth was subdued at just 10%. Even in June quarter, the year-on-year growth in disbursement was barely flattish. So disbursement seems to indicate that AUM growth can further come down to below 22% also. So from a near-term perspective, we are neutral, but from long-term, positive. Dixon Technologies result is above expectation, mainly led by beat on revenue. Revenue grew by 51% sequentially and 28% year-on-year, and was 8% above estimates. EBITDA margin came at 4% and was in line with estimates. We expect growth to accelerate going forward, led by the mobile and EMS segment, where execution for Xiaomi will start soon, and also new products like hearables, wearables, laptops, and telecom products will gain momentum. We are positive and believe it's a decent compounding stock from current levels. Venus Pipes result is above expectation. Revenue grew 7% sequentially, 51% year-on-year. EBITDA margin came above expectation at 18% versus expectation of 15%, and even last quarter it was 15% in June quarter. We see very strong growth in the company for current year and next year, and expect the stock to do well. Prudent Corporate Advisory result has improved. Revenue grew 15% sequentially, 29% year-on-year. EBITDA grew 10% sequentially and just 2% year-on-year. So we have seen that margins have come off in this quarter. However, market share in equity AUM increased by 5 basis points to 2.51%, both on QOQ and YOY basis. Although because of lower margins in the near term, stock can remain sideways, but from long-term point of view, we remain positive on Prudent Corporate. Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC result is okay, as market share loss continued. Although on sequential basis, revenue and EBITDA grew by 8% and 13%, but the company has underperformed peers. Overall market share came at 7.4% versus last year 8.2%. And in June quarter also, it was 7.7%. So we have seen consistent decline in market share for Aditya Birla Mutual Fund since its listing. Even market share in the equity mutual fund space has declined. We suggest investors to exit Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC. Thank you.
Yeah, apart from this, Colgate came up with the numbers, and the numbers were mixed, wherein volume growth came lower than expected and margin came higher than expected. Volume growth came in at around 5%, whereas expectation was higher. Whereas the margin has expanded in this quarter, and the margin came in at 32.8% versus expectation of 31.4%. So overall seems mixed result, or more of in line, and share is trading fairly priced at around 45 times. Railtel Corporations came up with the numbers, and the numbers were ahead of expectations. The revenue growth came in at around 40% year-on-year and 28% quarter-on-quarter, and also EBITDA margin also came in at 19.2% versus last quarter of around 16%. So result is positive of Railtel Corporations, and outlook is positive for the company. Then Coromandel International came up with the number, and here also the result is ahead of expectations, wherein though the revenue came lower than last year, but the EBITDA margin has shown good improvement. EBITDA margin came in at 15% versus expectation of around 12%. So So as such, share is trading at around 15 time FY24 earnings. So outlook is from here it is positive for Coromandel International. Another company, Jindal Saw, came up with very strong numbers. The numbers had showed it has consistently performed in last 3-4 quarter, and this quarter continued the pattern. Revenue grew by almost around 35% year on year, and EBITDA also improved by almost around 142% year on year and 32% quarter on quarter. Margin has also shown improvement to 14.7% versus last quarter 13.8%. So share is trading at around the 6.8 time EBITDA, FY25 EBITDA. So outlook here again is positive. I'll request commodity team to take up from here.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. So in today's session, we are expecting prices in gold and silver to rise. One can initiate a buy in gold around 60,850 and maintain a stop loss of 60,600. On upside, 61,100, 61,300 is the target we are looking for. Similarly, silver also 71 600 one can enter long and maintain a stop loss of 71,000. On upside, 72 500 one can take profits. Crude oil, one should buy for a pullback around one should buy around 7,000 and maintain a stop loss of 6920. On upside, 7120, 7150 is the area where one can take profits. Natural gas, we have witnessed a gap up opening and the momentum is positive. So buy on dips should be the strategy. And in copper, we are expecting some pullback. So buying with the stop loss of 697 is recommended, and take profits around 705 levels. In zinc, one can buy with a stop loss of 218, and on upside again one can see 222. So that's it from me. I'll ask Utkarsh to take the call forward.
Thank you, sir. Very good morning, all of you. For today's trading session in USG INR, we are expecting some range bound movement in the range of 83.40 to 83.24 levels. One can initiate a long positions in the range of 83.24 levels with a stop loss of 83.19 levels for the target of 83.35 and 83.39 degrees. And on the higher side, one can initiate also a short position around 83.37 levels with a stop loss of 83.47 levels for the target of 83.27 and 83.22 levels. In Euro INR, one can initiate a long position the range of 88.05 levels with a stop loss of 87.83 levels for the target of 88.26 levels. Thank you.